Hello, everyone. I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. So much fun every time I have a conversation with my dear friend. I'd love for him to reintroduce himself, his first and last name, and all he's up to.
Sheldon, I'm, of course, Louis Bezich, men's health advocate, contributing writer to phillyvoice.com, and, of course, the author of Crack the Code, 10 proven secrets that motivate healthy behavior and inspire fulfillment in men over 50. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so good. You guys know we always cheat a little bit, so I know exactly what we're diving into today. This one is a good one. This one's a good one, and I think it affects more people than we think. Talk to me. What are we talking about today?
Well, today, Sheldon, we're talking about telecommuting, also known as working remotely or remote working and or work from home. Irrespective of what you call it, over the last 3 years, between 2019 and 2021, the number of people working remotely has tripled in this country, up to 28 million people. And according to the U.S. Census Bureau, that number is expected to rise to 35 million by 36 million by 2025. So it's clearly embedded in our culture. Obviously started by COVID, but now a number of folks, as you know, and it's all over the the business pages. Looking at the pros and cons of it. But my particular focus, of course, is can it trigger the start of a healthy lifestyle?
Can it trigger it as opposed to contribute to it?
Well,
contribute to an unhealthy lifestyle, I should say.
Right. No, look, and the answer is, well, it depends. There are both pros and cons in terms of whether it can happen or not. And that's what, I want to explore with you this morning.
For sure. Well, I think that, again, we all were thrust into working from home, those individuals that weren't accustomed to it. Some of us were accustomed to it occasionally, but it wasn't our whole entire day-to-day 40 hours a work week. There's some opportunities in it, you're saying, as opposed to being overly close to the snack bin, being overly close to the refrigerator, sitting all day. You're saying that there could be some opportunities in remote working that could get you healthier.
Yes, there are. But let me talk about the risks first, because there are risks as well as the benefits. And number one is, the ergonomics. Sometimes, when we go home, the furniture that we're sitting on, and we kind of, just pull with whatever we got. But oftentimes that leads to neck, back, leg pain, and et cetera. And so that's not good. So you need to mitigate for that with, the right kind of ergonomic furniture. And we'll talk about, strategies in a moment. The other thing is, feelings of isolation, psychologically being by yourself or being, out of the normal office setting can have some effects psychologically. Eye strain, hours in front of the screen, et cetera. And yes, weight gain is obviously a risk. And perhaps the most important one is blurred boundaries, as we call them. When you're online, oftentimes people think, well, you're always accessible, 24/7 kind of thing. And those blurred boundaries can, lead to anxiety and other issues. So that's a problem.
Those are the risks, right? And I think that a lot of us coming out of pandemic had to handle or had to address a lot of those things, right? I didn't even think about the eyesight piece of it. I mean, the amount of digital devices that we are using on a regular basis, and the way in which we work, I think is interesting. The ability to work in a comfortable space, but one that actually works for your body. I think, I am also an adjunct professor, and I was teaching the young people, I should say, on Zoom. They're in bed, they're laying down, they're doing all these things. And so you're not necessarily in more of a structured environment. Interesting.
Exactly. Now, look, on the positive side, there's two really main ingredients here. One is time, because you're not commuting anymore, so there's extra time to leverage. And there's flexibility when you're working at home. So, additional, what that translates into, the experts tell you as well, a little bit of additional sleep, recovery. The increased autonomy has some psychological benefits, kind of, more control over the little nitty gritty of your schedule often helps. And of course, it can lead to healthier habits, the ability to exercise more, the ability to eat healthy and have, if your kitchen is right there, well, no excuse to like at work, you got to go to the snack machine or whatever, or in the kitchen, and people bring in the goodies and stuff. So you really have more control and autonomy. and, to get outside, take a walk, whatever the case might be. So there are, both risks and benefits as well. The key is, what do you do to establish those good habits, routines, and rituals?
Yes. No, I absolutely love what you're saying about those proper rituals, because again, during pandemic, we built a home gym, right? We were able to, not
Right.
even if you don't have those resources, being able to walk in place, do sitting exercises, being able to have maybe some light weights or cans of beans that you're moving up and down.
Right.
There's some
Right.
things that you can utilize to get creative within the space. One of the things you always bring up to me that for whatever reason, I always forget, the ability to manage your sleep schedule, right? So you're not
Absolutely.
now commuting 45 minutes as you used
Right.
to, right? So you can sleep in a
Exactly.
little bit, right?
Right. And so what the experts tell us is, in terms of the strategies to ensure that you can leverage this extra time and flexibility, number one, have a set schedule.
Right.
Deal with those blurred boundaries and make it clear. Look, I'm here, I'm working, I'm available between X and Y. If I take a lunch break, if I was not going to, take a call during my lunch break at the office, well, then don't take a call at
Right.
home. So
Right.
set up those boundaries. That's very, very important. Other things are, do that home ergonomic audit. Make sure you've got the proper furniture and stuff that can do that. Get into a good, bedtime schedule. Don't be up all hours of the night. Get into those habits again, those rituals, so that your body clock gets adjusted to the flexibility there. And of course, exercise, eat a healthy diet. You've got the time, you've got the flexibility. Take advantage of it. Again, if you want to partner up with your spouse, your roommate, whatever the case might be, even more opportunity there. So there's things we can do so we can mitigate those risks and yield the great benefits that are available to you.
You always provide us practical advice to keep us moving forward in the right direction. I'm hearing a lot, get out of that kitchen chair, and maybe it's time to invest in an actual office chair if you are going to
That'd be a good idea. Yeah.
Right? But if you're going to be
Absolutely.
working from home long term, make sure that you're comfortable, but you're also doing what's right for your body. I always love having you on. You are so helpful, and you help us all, again, move in the right direction. If people would like to get in touch with you, and I know that they do, if they want to follow, fan, and like you, where's the best place to find you?
50plusmen.com, like right over my shoulder. You can find out what's going on in my world and learn all about strategies and techniques to work remotely successfully, whether it's full-time or part-time, and all the other activities we're engaged in.
Oh, I absolutely, you will not be disappointed, guys. So much information, so much content. He's definitely helping us all, again, move in the right direction. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
Of course. Okay, guys, you have all the information necessary in order to get in touch with my dear friend. Make sure you follow, fan, and like him today. From all of us here at This Is It TV, I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and we will see you soon. Take care.